Hey everybody, I just wanted to share just some things that I just kind of began to hear from the Lord on and unpack. So right now my sharing is really just going to be like themed from Israel. So if you're annoyed by that, I apologize. I think I'm going to break this down into a couple of different videos. This I'm just going to call part one. There have been a couple of locations that have been standing out to me, and the main one that I wanted to talk about today is Nazareth. Nazareth was very, very fascinating to me as we drove through that town, and I was reflecting on just my own studies of the scriptures. You know, that's where Jesus grew up, and that is where he returned to. He returned back home when his ministry started, right? And I should have written the scripture down, and I apologize. But the scriptures say that, when Jesus was there, that the people there were unable to receive. And that says so much to me in so many ways. I just wanted to share that with you a little bit. For one, I wanted to help bring some, healing and some understanding to the truth that, there are a lot of people in locations surrounded by people that are their Nazareth. Locations, unable or unwilling to receive what the Lord is speaking through you. People surrounding you that are unable or unwilling to receive what the Lord is speaking through you. I want to just encourage you to ask the Lord for discernment if it's an inability or if it's an unwillingness. Because I can tell you right now, it's going to be one or the other. And in your discernment will give you the wisdom to respond. But I'm going to tell you, there's a blanket response. It's out of love. And it will require you to forgive. It will require you to understand their journey and where they're at. Not in a way of judging, but in an understanding, compassionate way. So Jesus back in Nazareth, these people were unable to see him in his current season. They were unable to receive from him in his current season because they still viewed him as the carpenter's son. There will always be people that will continue to view you and hold a point of view of you from a past season. That is not your burden to carry. It is not your judgment to receive. I really felt like someone needed to hear that. Because as you move from this season to the next, you're going to travel through that desert. You may sit in that cave, that pit, that prison, but every time we emerge, we come out healed, more healthy, more whole, full of revelation, filled with the Father's love even more. And so I just want to encourage you that we need to just kind of see, walk like how Jesus walked. He showed up to offer them what the Lord had for him, but the people were unable to receive, and therefore they did not receive that wisdom, the miracles, the signs, the wonders. It always broke my heart to think about what they missed out on. What did his hometown miss out on the moment he showed up and they could not see him in his current season? And so as we were driving through current day Nazareth, they were sharing these really fascinating facts that I will not attempt to repeat because I will mess it up. But the one thing that stood out to me was they're talking about the population and politics and all this stuff. Well, part of the population count that they were sharing was that I think it was less than 15% of the entire population were Christians. And what resonated with me in my spirit was how generational that is, right? The people back when Jesus showed up and they were unable to receive him in his current season what that ripple effect has done in that current territory, that current place. It's hard ground to plow. It's a difficult place to be a Christian in that city, in that territory. And I just think about, how that can be for us in our current day Nazareth. How are we handling our current day Nazareth? Like I said, handling it in love and in forgiveness, and understanding that there are always going to be those people in those places that are unwilling or unable to receive you. And so you just ask for discernment. Are they unwilling or are they unable? Because your responses to either of those are going to be a little bit different, but they're both going to be covered in love. They're both going to be in a forgiving, compassionate way, right? And so I just wanted to encourage those of you who have felt like you have been living in a Nazareth. I'm going to encourage you by saying, if it's the location that you're in, either the location, the territory will break open and shift, or the Lord will move you from it, right? Jesus didn't linger in Nazareth. Once he saw that they were not willing to receive, they were unable to receive, he moved on. And just trust that the Lord will order your steps. He has your steps ordered. So if the territory is not going to break and you are not called to be the breaker of it, the Lord will move you somewhere else. I really felt like someone needed to hear that. I want you to just really talk to the Lord about that, because we are in a moment, we are in a shifting time, where we are no longer going to be just like squashed and pushed down and silenced. We are being moved in those miracles, those signs and those wonders, either to break open those territories, or the Lord's going to move you to a territory that is willing to receive, surround you with people that are willing and able to receive. So I just wanted to encourage you in that. And I just wanted to release that over you, that your Nazareth is a temporary place. It is a place to set up a tent, not a home. And that the Lord is going to direct you. He's going to show you. He's going to give you wisdom and discernment as you function and live in that moment. Remember, it's a moment. And if you're called to break that place open, he will give you strategies. And he will give you connections, because you are not called to do this alone. And you and that team of people that the Lord is going to surround you with will all be equipped to break open that hard ground, to break open that territory, and shift that atmosphere, to open up and break off any of that generational ripple effect stuff that may be going on in that territory, and that new ground, new topsoil will then be poured out by you, from the Lord, and you will see things shift and change in a miraculous and amazing way. So I just wanted to speak encouragement over you. I wanted to speak peace over you. I wanted to speak just a fresh infilling of love and forgiveness and compassion, eyes to see people not for their struggles, but for where they're at in their journey, so that you can speak life and love into it, a supernatural ability to forgive those who are rejecting and attempting to hurt you. Understand that it is not personal, and that you can rise up above it, and just see the Lord's hand move in and through you in the moment that you're in, and understand that he is shifting things and changing things for you. All right, I'm going to leave it there. God bless you guys. Have an amazing day.